And we are live. Welcome. Merry Christmas, everyone, to the season of greetings, holiday greetings. And today we have my best friend, Denise Jordan, who is here with us for lunchtime. And Denise, it is so exciting to have you here. We
Thank
get to
you.
celebrate the holiday, we get to celebrate with everybody at the lunch table. How about that?
Oh, I'm
Oh,
so glad to be here. Thank you for having me.
yeah, this is going to be great today. Hello, Michelle. I see you. I see you. We are going to jump in today because it was funny. I thought, okay, well, I'll kind of send Denise a little tidbit as to what all we're going to talk about. And then my husband happened to look over my shoulder and he said, oh my goodness, are you going to get all that done in an hour? He said, you know how you all chat. And I said, yes, that's true. So I figure once everybody's in and we're all chit chatting, that it is just going to be an amazing time today. Now, as we're thinking about Christmas, Denise, are you ready?
No, I'm ready, but
Mm-hmm.
not ready.
Okay, do me a favor, cut your volume up just a tad. Okay, just a little bit.
How is that?
That's better. That's better. Okay. All righty. So you're ready or you're working on it?
I'm working. I got most of my gifts purchased. I've got a core that's supposed to show up on Wednesday, and we'll probably pick up a couple more tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
But I started wrapping yesterday.
Yeah, I laid everything out on the dining room table trying to by piles who goes to who, which goes to what house, and
Exactly.
the works. So it has been really crazy trying to get ready. How about the rest of you? Are you guys ready for the big day on Sunday? It is going to be fun. I see we've got Michelle, we've got Jan. They're in, and I know Christina. Hello, hello. We are just so excited to have to be with you today. Oh, you're up in the California mountains. How's the weather up there? Denise, did you all get snow?
We got snow a couple of days ago, but not very much. A little dust.
Oh, okay. Well, we have the cold, but nothing to show for it. So that's about it. All right. Well, today, as I said, if you haven't planned, that was our topic for today. If you haven't planned for 2023, Denise and I are here. We've got lots of tips, and we are just ready to try to get ourselves as prepared as possible for 2023 because you know it's right around the corner.
I know.
I can't believe these days are just flying by.
Well,
So, you know,
on Sunday, New Year's Day is a week from now.
I know. I was looking at my calendar and I went, oh my goodness, do I have enough time to get everything done? Then the pressure's on trying to get everything done today. It seems like I'm looking over here at Michelle and Jan. They're baking cookies today. Woo, that sounds great. And she said that they're expecting unusually cold temperatures and possible snow. She's in Missouri. And so I know your area is supposed to get a little bit. And we may even get some flurries between now and I think Thursday. But the likelihood of that in our neck of the woods is like this much. So we're just going to enjoy it. You know, as we're thinking, Denise, about our goals for 2023 and thinking about what we're going to do, well, of course, those of us who are YouTube creators, the pressure's on. We, we have a lot to do. Have you started?
You know, and one of the I've been is I always like looking at videos on my
Mhm.
phone. And I looked at Jennifer's latest video about ready for the winter solstice, and it was so impactful because it talks about how we as women never stop. We're
Mm.
all doing this, and then we go through the other, and we never stop that ourselves. So
Hold on, Denise. You've got they're telling us you've got an echo that's coming through to them. It's kind of like you're going in and out, and I'm not sure why that is.
Well, I'm on phone. I'm not. And I don't know what to do.
Yeah, Stephanie's here. She said you're going in and out.
Let me try this.
If you need to go out and try coming back in, we can certainly do that.
Why don't you come out and I'll sort it out.
Okay. Now Denise is going to see if she can work a little bit on the volume. I'm not sure what's going on with our, we had trouble with the sound last week, and I made sure that I contacted StreamYard to let them know that we were having an issue. And I'm not sure what in the world is happening, but we'll see. So I've got you here, Denise, just so you know. I'm not sure. Try talking one more time and see if we can.
You and I could hear back, but
Okay. Are you hearing feedback right now?
When I'm talking, I hear.
Okay, you're still hearing feedback.
Yeah. Let me shut it phone and you go ahead and kick me out.
Okay. All right. So we're going to go ahead and talk a little bit while Denise is working on the sound, and she'll come back in just a second. But anyway, we're talking about goal setting, and as we talk about goal setting, you don't have to be a YouTube creator. You can be just a normal everyday housewife and homemaker, and we need goals for ourselves. That's one thing that is I think very important, because of the fact that we want to be able to, I know my effort is always to try to improve upon what I've done the year before. And so typically where I start is to look at what my goals were for that previous year. So in that case, that would be for 2022. What were my goals for 2022? Did I meet the goals for 2022? And if not, then I usually take that goal, really take a look at it, see where I got, and if I didn't get very far with it, then several things have to be done. We have to either move it over to the next year because we need more time. We may have to revise that goal because it may mean that there's something about it that's just not fitting with our lifestyle. And certainly we can eliminate it if it just doesn't work. So we can revise it. We can, do all the little tweaking to it, or sometimes we just have to kind of kick it out because maybe that we thought that was going to be a good goal, but it wasn't. Hello, I see you're in. Hello, Sue. And Denise is going to be back in. She's working on the sound. Remember last week we had trouble with sound, and I don't know why that is, but anyway, we're going to be working. She'll be back in just a little while, but she had an echo, and she's never had an echo. Now, have you, and this is something that I try to do every year, and sometimes I do it more frequently than a year. I may do it every quarter, where I really have what I call an in the mirror moment. And that's where you really sit down. And sometimes we do it literally in front of the mirror, typically the bathroom mirror. And you're looking at yourself looking at your life, looking at where you are, and just taking the time to see if you're satisfied with what you're doing and where you're going. And those are things that it doesn't matter your age, it doesn't matter what your occupation is. Sometimes we need those in the mirror moments because we just need to decide, am I doing too much? Am I not doing enough? Sometimes we talk about things we'd like to do, but sometimes we don't really follow through with what that is. And so those are the things that we're going to be taking a look at. We're also going to talk about a vision board. How many of you, tell me in the comment box, how many of you have a vision board that you do every year? It can be just words. It can be words and pictures. It can be quotes. It's something too that you can look at that when you're having a moment, and I know we all have those moments, that it gives you a chance to just breathe. And it gives you a chance to encourage and renew yourself as to what it is you want to do and where you want to go. Now, so our vision board, my vision board last year was more words. But I decided this year that I was going to try to develop a vision board that's going to have a combination of pictures and words and quotes, my quotes that of things that I think I need in order to encourage and inspire myself. Sometimes some people wait on others to give them that inspiration that they need. And sometimes, to be honest with you, and I think this might come from the fact I'm an only child. I was telling somebody the other day, I am so used to, as an only child, playing by yourself. You do everything. You've gotten used to doing all those things by yourself. But as when we're putting that vision board together, it may mean that you may need to include others in helping with the encouragement to get you started. So that's why we're going to talk about these things today. Now I see that Patience is saying that she's working on her vision board this week. Yay, yay, getting it together. And sometimes we need things before us so that we can really look at it every day, know what it is that we're trying to do, and you want to keep it first and foremost in your mind. Michelle said that she's going to be making her first vision board somewhere around Christmas or after Christmas. And I think I will probably finish mine up after Christmas as well too, because I've got too many things right now to try to get finished for Christmas. But certainly I have the pieces all together. Jan said she puts together a type of vision board each year. But she said she thinks this year she'll do one for 5 years into the future. Wow. Wow. Well, let me ask you, Jan. We're going to try to get Denise back in. Hello. I'm asking Jan. Jan, you were saying that you're going to look at your vision board and you're stretching it out to about 5 years in the future. And certainly I have some goals that I think may certainly take a 5-year look. And but I also have goals that I can look at on a short term. Hello, Florence. I see you. Glad I got you today. Also, some people do better with short-term goals and kind of add on as they go. Some people need a big picture and then work their way back to something small. So that is something to certainly think about, Jan, as you're doing that. As you're breaking it down so that you can see what the steps are going to be in order for you to accomplish that goal. And, probably within those 5 years, you have some little things that you're going to do to lead up to finishing and completing that big goal. What do you think about that, Denise?
I think that's absolutely right. I think that if you're going to set a 5-year goal, you need to break it down and say what's going to happen for each year.
Mm-hmm. I agree. I agree. Christina's saying that she's never made a vision board, but it sounds like a great idea to keep her to stay centered. And certainly that helps you to do that.
I make a vision board every year. And the nice thing about that is I can go back and look at the vision board from 2018 or 2020 or 2022 and see whether or not I've made my goal.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Now, do you look at your goals at the end of the year before you start your new vision board for the coming year? Do you look at it? I know we were talking, I don't know if you heard what we had talked about a little bit, but we talked about the fact that we need to look at 2022 and really take an honest look.
Well, you
See,
have to do a reflection. You have to reflect on what worked, what didn't work. Did you meet the goal? And the problem, or I shouldn't say the problem, but the concern with the reflection is whether or not the goal is appropriate. If you met the goal, good. Did it continue? Do you need to revise it? Are there some other steps? Or if you didn't meet the goal, was it the right goal for you? Or were the steps incorrect? What do you need to do to get there?
Mm-hmm. Sometimes we actually struggle with tweaking. Some people think that if they have to tweak the goal, then it's something they did. They take it personal and they think, oh, I've done it wrong. Well, it's not that you did it wrong. It's just that sometimes we think we're going to be able to do something really major, only to find that time and life get in the way.
Exactly.
And so you have to give yourself some grace, and you may have to back up just a little bit because you tried to put a little too much on the plate, and Lord knows.
I'm always putting too much on the plate. And I think one thing that I have to learn is whereas all good goals made good, they are not, this is not necessarily the right goal.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe the goal you set for this year was actually a goal you should have set for the year coming up.
That's true. That's true. That's true. Jan's saying that she needs the big picture, and then she breaks each goal into smaller steps. I do too. I do too. And certainly tweaking is something we all have to do. Florence, she says she has both hands up in the air on that. Too much on the plate. I know, Florence, we all do that. We really do. But as we go, do you usually have a word for the year, Denise?
Oh, I do. And I haven't chosen my word for the upcoming year, but I do have a word for each year as a rule.
Mm-hmm.
And when we talk about looking at the big picture, one of the planners that I really love is the Info Press.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why I liked it so much was because of the vision board that would be at the beginning of the month for each month. And
I love that.
Hexagons represented a different area in your life, personal, financial, business, just different things like that. And I can see the big picture from like, when I set a goal for each of these areas. And then I could break it down and pull it out and see what I needed to do in each area for each month. And so when I do that reflection at the end of the year, did I do what I meant to do? Did I overindulge in one area and not so much in another?
Oh, that's true. Trying to find balance. Um, balance is hard. Balance is hard for the homemaker. Balance is hard for home cooks. And, especially when you're dealing with homemaking and your family, you have a lot of components that are coming in and out of your life and your space. And you have to take all of them into consideration as well as yourself when you're trying to set up those goals.
Hey, Leona, it looks like there's still a ring back. So take me out and then
Okay.
so take me out.
Okay. All right. So we've got Denise out of the stream for just a moment, and she's going to try to see if she can fix this with the echo. And certainly, sometimes that works and sometimes it doesn't. You ready? Just give me a nod when you're ready, Denise. Okay.
If this doesn't work, then just keep me out and I'll talk in the chat.
Okay. Well, we'll try it. We'll try it. But we are. Okay. They're talking about the connection between the phone and the computer, that there might be something going on between those two. I don't know.
I got everything off.
I know. Okay.
So
And
I'll just answer that and then we'll go from there because I don't want to mess it up.
Oh, we'll work through it. We'll work through it. Anne, it's good to have you today, and certainly we are talking about getting ready for the new year. And certainly, I can remember times when life was going by so fast that I didn't have time to really sit down and write down goals. And not only was I dealing with my life, I was dealing with the life of the kids, dealing with hubby, dealing with house. And I recognize the fact that so many of us have so many things going on that it's hard. But, my thought is at this point, if we can put down at least three goals, that's it for the year, and work out how we're going to do it. Think about how you're going to do it. And I do like that inkwell press as well. But you know me, I take whatever I have and I'm going to create it the way I want it. And so anyway, I am going to do something very similar so that monthly I can revisit those goals and to see where I am. So for those of you who are out there, you will be seeing a video of where I'm setting up my planner. Now, I had talked about the fact that I wasn't so sure about our dear happy planner, but I like it. I like it. I never thought I would say that because I hated the rings, but I have found peace with the happy planner. We have come to peace.
People that love the happy planner. I am not. I bought a couple of those last year and I just couldn't get them to work. But I tell you what, I did for this year and for next year. I use these She's in her 8-week planner
Mm-hmm.
for this year.
Mm-hmm.
And I really enjoy using it because I feel like it does help me work with my home the way I want to. But then I had also purchased the Day Designer for business.
Mm-hmm.
So I decided here, I'm not buying two expensive planners. I'm buying one.
Mm-hmm.
So I've got to using her 8-week planner for 2023.
Okay.
But there were pages in it that I didn't use last year. And I thought there's enough pages in here that I should be able to use that for like YouTube and business stuff. Like these pages here.
Oh, okay. Oh,
I didn't do
cool.
anything with those pages last year. And I thought I'm going to try that this year. Just
Mm-hmm.
going to make it work. And then there's 2 monthly calendars
Oh,
that goes with each month. So I should be able to work it out.
right, right. Well, what I have found, I used it for December and I really worked it. I added whatever I thought I was going to need. And of course, you have the typical calendar, just the regular calendar. It allows me to do the art portion as well as the planning portion. But I was able to, I have been searching everywhere. And of course, where did I go? I ended up on Amazon. But Amazon carries somebody out there, I guess, is thinking the same way I am. And so I was able to get the weekly menus to pop into the planner. On the back, it has a place for your grocery list that you can use weekly, which gave me the incentive to create my 1 month list and its grocery list that I can actually plug right into the Happy Planner. So I have that part set up for January. And I thought, now I'm going to put in my start of my vision board. I know you're looking at that going, what in the world? But it has a plan. And so I am going, my vision board is actually going to be right here in the planner. And so I'll have the major vision board. Now, it's going to take a couple of pages to get everything in, but I will be able to turn to it when I need to. And I also have a page that I've plugged in, made myself, that is going to that I can do the monthly check to look at those goals. And so it gave me that, I had that option. So because I figured out how to work this one pretty much just like I do the astrology. And also, this is an 18-month planner. And so what I did, I took out half of it. So that half is put away until I'm ready. So I've got everything set up through June. So that gives me, yeah.
Now that's the advantage with regular calendars. You can slip them in and out.
Mm-hmm.
With a coil bound calendar, you don't
Yeah.
have that option.
Mm-hmm.
But there are what Nikki Blue Skies call tip-ins, where you
Right.
can tip things in yourself. So just like you're going to make a few things to put into that calendar,
Mm-hmm.
I can probably make a few things and just tip them into this calendar. And Blue Skies has a coil press.
The press. Mm-hmm.
So I might just put some things in here. And if not, I'll use it with like washi tape.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I had looked at, there are some things in December that I just put in with the washi tape, but because I was being cheap and I didn't want to pay for the hole punch. But then after I found peace, I went ahead, broke down, and I bought the hole punch. And besides, it was on sale at Michael's. So I got the hole punch for it. And oh my goodness, I have been punching and punching and putting and, doing all that fun stuff. And um, Farmista said she hadn't heard of the She's in Her Apron planner. So you might want to talk a little bit about that.
Okay.
Okay.
So this
So
is the
this is
She's in Her
in her
Apron
apron
planner, and
planner,
this is
and
the
this
new
is the
one
new
for
one for
2023.
2023.
So I
So
haven't
I
put
haven't put
anything in it.
anything in it.
It's always
It's always
intimidating to
intimidating
write
to
on the
write on
first
the
page.
page.
But
But
the She's
the
in
She's
Her
in Her
Apron
Apron
planner
planner
is
is
set up
set up
for
for
homekeeping,
homekeeping,
homemaking.
homemaking.
So
So
there's
there's
pages in
pages
the
in the
front
front
that
that
has
have
information
information
about
about
all the
all the
different
different
home
home
maintenance
maintenance
tasks
tasks
that you
that
might
you might
need,
need,
and then
and then
spring,
spring,
fall, that
fall,
kind
that
of
kind of
thing.
thing.
But it's
But it's
also
also
organized very
organized very
similar
similar
to how the
how
Fly
the
Lady
lady
cleaning method
cleaning
is
method
set
is
up,
set
because
up, because
that's what
that's what
Kimmy
can be
uses, a
used, a
modified
modified
version of
version
that.
of that.
There's a
There's a
place in
place
there
in
for
there for
your
your
freezer
freezer
inventory,
inventory,
notes,
notes,
and there's
and
two
there's two
calendars
calendars
for each month.
each month.
Like there's
Like there's
one that's
one
just
just
like
like
that,
that
that just
that
has
just has
the
the
regular
regular
calendar,
calendar,
and then you
and then
have
you have
one
one
that's like
that's like
that,
that
that is
that
set
is
up for
set
the
up for the
weeks
weeks
according to
according
zone
to zip
cleaning for
cleaning
the
for
Fly
the
Lady
Fly
cleaning
Lady cleaning
system.
system.
There's a
There's a
place in there
place
for
in
you to
there for
put
you to
your
put your
budget
budget
and just
and just
more
more
notes that
notes
I
that I
plan to
plan to
try to
try to
use.
use.
A place
A
for
place for
menu
menu
planning
planning and
and master
master
to-do
to-do
list,
list,
notes,
notes,
and
and
then
then
you've got
you've
your
got your
weekly
weekly
planning.
planning.
So, and
So,
I,
and I,
it's
it's
vertical,
vertical,
and then
and then
down
down
here
here
on this
on this
side, and
side,
there's your
there's your day
day-to-day.
to day.
So I'll
So
put
I'll
in
put
here
in
if I have
here if I have
appointments and
appointments
things
and
like
things
that,
like that,
whatever
whatever
specific
specific
tasks I
tasks
might
I
have,
might have,
doctor's
doctor's
appointments.
appointments.
And then
And
over
then over
here is a
here is
place
a
for me
place
to
for
put
me to
in
put in
my
my
stone
phone
cleaning that I'm
cleaning that
working
I'm working
on, whatever
on,
my
whatever my
task
task
is,
is,
and
and
then
then
routines and
routines
habits.
and habits.
It's hard to
It's
read
hard to read
backwards.
backwards.
Yeah,
Yeah,
morning
morning
routine and
routine
then
and then
evening routine. And I'll write
evening
those in, and then I can check them off in the little boxes,
routine. And
whether
I
or not
write
I've
them
done that.
whether or not I've done that.
And then one of the nice things, and Fly Lady Cat is doing that
And
this
then
week.
one of the nice things, the Fly Lady Cat is doing that this week.
She's going through the party
She's going
planning
through the
section
party planning section
for each week
for each week
to help you get
to
ready
help you get
for
ready for
Thanksgiving
Thanksgiving
or Christmas.
or Christmas.
And it's got
And
all
it's got
kinds of
all
stuff
kinds of
in
stuff
there.
in there.
So it's a
So
very
it's a
good
very
planner, and it
planner, and
really
it
helps
really
me
helps me
organize the
organize that.
um, but I want to
But
see
I
if
want
I
to see
can
if I
also
can also
organize my
organize
business in
business
this
in
one
this one
place.
place. Well, I tell you what, it seems like the Apron Diva is getting out there. You are just international and going everywhere.
Well, now
Well, now
we have
we have
one
one
Canadian woman,
Canadian
and
woman,
granted,
and granted,
Canada is
Canada is
international,
international.
but I was
But
just
I was
so
just so
excited.
excited.
And
And you know,
when we
when
set
we
up
set
this,
up
we
business,
hadn't
we
thought
hadn't
about
thought about
international
international
shipping
shipping
because it's
because
so
it's so
expensive.
expensive.
But the
But the
person that
person that
contacted us said,
contacted us
"Look,
said,
you
"Look,
live in Canada, we know
Canada, we
what's
know
flat."
what's flat.
So I thought, well, okay. So we
Okay, so
set
we
up for
set up for
Canadian
Canadian
shipping. So
so
I'm excited.
excited. That is so amazing. And you know, we have quite a few Canadian followers. And so that is so nice. I am sure, and I certainly encourage all of you to certainly support the Apron Diva. You know, I love it. And I am spoiled, and I love being able to go out there and find aprons.
You've been
You've
very
been very
supportive, and I
supportive, and I
appreciate it.
appreciate it. I love it. But anyway, let's back to our planning. Now, so we have our words, and for those of you who are out there, you may not think about you may not have thought about this as you were looking at your year. You know, sometimes a word will come to you that ministers to your heart.
Mhm.
It may minister to you, it may inspire you, it may encourage you. And it just seems like when you hear that word, your heart just warms. And that's because that's the word you need, that is for you. And so that's something that I certainly, even if you hesitate on the vision board or you don't have time to put that vision board totally together, certainly think about an inspirational word for you for the year of 2023, because we all need encouragement.
Mm-hmm.
And we are certainly, I think, a lot farther along um, in 2022 than we were in 2019, 2020, and 2021, when we were dealing with COVID and all the crazy stuff that was going on with that. But this year has been certainly a more normal year, and we are all thankful for that. Um, Now, this is something I know you talked about your favorite planner. And do you, I think I heard you say that at this point you are trying to streamline somewhat and have everything in one planner, or you're going to use two?
I'm trying to have everything in one planner. That's my goal. And I was looking at a couple of vision boards from
Mhm.
like uh, 2020 and 2021. And this was my vision board for 2020.
Uh-huh.
And it's
Mhm.
very small.
Mhm.
And I made it small because I wanted it to fit into this planner. But
Mhm.
my word for that year was to be uncommon. Was
Mhm.
uncommon. I wanted to do something different.
Mhm. Mhm.
And if you notice, there's nothing on here about apron.
Right.
But for 2021, my
Oh,
word
I
was
see.
joyful. And
Mhm.
we were just coming out of COVID with all the problems we had with that. But notice I also had aprons under
Uh-huh.
there because I was beginning to think about starting the business with that.
Mhm.
And I always thought like something with me just to kind of minister to me. But
Mhm.
what I realized is that I'm not always taking care of me like I should because I'll overplan and then I'll wear myself out.
Mhm. Mhm.
So I haven't found a word for 2023 yet,
Mhm.
but I am thinking about streamlining and cutting back. And who knows, one year I chose the word strategic. And I might use that again this year because I need to be more strategic about what I do.
Mhm.
So we'll see.
Yeah, I have the word that's kind of been on my heart and spirit has been intentional. We need to be more intentional about what we're doing. And that intentional and that strategic, I see you. I
Yep.
see you. For me, that strikes my life, that strikes YouTube, that strikes church, that strikes all of the areas, being intentional about what your direction is going to be.
Well,
And
exactly. And maybe intentional would be a good word for me for this year's again, because sometimes I get, me, I can get so scattered and
Mhm.
I can be meeting goals, but I'm all over and maybe
Mhm.
I'm not letting it go.
Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes I know I have a tendency to over plan, and I think you probably do the same thing. And certainly with the business and the family and the home and, all the other things that you're involved in, you know, pulling it all together and bringing it to one place is sometimes difficult. And I know I have been a little scattered with the holiday and getting ready for the holiday. And I knew what I wanted to do, but there were things that were coming in from the outside that every time I thought I was trying to be strategic, trying to be intentional, I had things down on my notebook ready to go and ready to check it off, and something would come in.
Life happens.
It happens. And so I don't know if you noticed back here in the back, I'm still finishing my kitchen.
That was beautiful read. Well, you know
I
what? I think like you and I both like to really talk to our homemakers, particularly the young ones, but our
Mhm.
seasoned homemakers as well. And we always say, give yourself grace, but
Mhm.
sometimes we forget to give ourselves grace.
That's true.
And we
That's
have
true.
to do that as well. And like, I talk to my lady Kat about every 2 weeks, and
Uh-huh.
she reminds me, Denise, you got to give yourself grace. It's like you talk to your homemakers, you
Mhm.
got to do the same thing for yourself. So that's why when I did our Christmas kitchen tour and I showed that door, I was like, how can I show this door? But it's letting them know
Mhm.
that life happens. It's not always and cream for us.
Oh, geez. I tell you what, I hadn't gone in the pantry when I got to the pantry. I the last time I went to the pantry, well, I had straightened all the aprons up, so I had it in pretty good shape. And so several days had gone by, and when I went to open it up, it was like, oh,
Yeah.
and I thought, oh my goodness! But it was too late then because the camera was on. But the I think for those who are a part of our family, you certainly understand the fact that when we step into these cabinets and we're busy just like you all are, and certainly I think it's good for you to know, honestly, that yes, we want everything perfect,
Mhm.
but it just doesn't happen that way, and we have to be realistic. And I think as far we're not doing our followers, um, we're not thinking of them when we're trying to be so perfect.
Well, Lady Cat will tell you in a minute when I'm doing various tasks, and maybe I did something that took a little bit longer. Say, now don't you be having those girls think that all this going to be in 15 minutes. And I'm like, no, I'll tell them it was a 2 unit project or something like that
Mhm.
because we do want to make sure that we are helping them to develop good habits. And as we look toward 2023, one of the things that I was thinking about was as I set my editorial calendar or just my plan for myself and that kind of thing in 2023, it's going to try to be more realistic and even to streamline a little bit about what I do. And I had looked at one video that it said set 7 to 10 goals.
Mhm.
And that's possible, but as my daughter tells me from time to time, you can do all things, just not right or at the same time. So you might, okay, these are 10 goals that I have for 2023,
Mhm.
but goals 1 through 3 are priority, and I'm going to work on them in the first quarter. And
Mhm.
when I meet with goals, then I'll start to look at a couple of the other goals for the next quarter, rather than and make myself crazy trying to meet them all now.
You're right. You're right. And when you have too many goals that you're trying to check off each month, also sometimes it causes depression
Yeah,
because you get upset with yourself. It goes back to giving yourself some grace. We forget about the grace.
right.
I mean, but typically, to be honest with you now, and I can tell everybody this, by November 15th, my house is normally perfect, picture perfect for Christmas.
Mhm.
And we had an emergency that came through. So I wasn't even here for that time period. So because of that, that set me about 3 weeks back
Yes.
of trying to get everything done. Well, then I had to look at it and think, okay, do I really need to do all of this?
Boom. That's it exactly. And my husband will, he is one to say, hey, well, you need to do that. And I'll say, well, I want to do it. And he'll say, why?
Mhm.
And I think that's huge right there, Leona. It's like, do we have to do it? And I know when I got sick with that upper respiratory infection that was going on, it wasn't COVID, but it sure felt like it.
Mhm.
And then, well, one of my sisters come to visit, she got sick. And then I got sick.
Mhm.
And then Blue Skies got sick. And then my husband got sick. He was like, boom, 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 boom. And that's I normally do roasting a turkey and doing all kind of Thanksgiving things.
Mhm.
And I thought, okay, thank goodness you stepped in and you put out all those videos that I would normally have tried to do for my community. It was like you stepped in and filled it up. I was just so grateful. You don't know it. I was so grateful. And I'm saying, now, Miss Melissa has this going on, so go check her out because I just couldn't do it.
Yeah.
And I felt like I was letting my community down because I couldn't do these things.
Mhm.
But then I thought, you know what? Leona's doing a great job. He doesn't have to do me. As long as somebody is giving them what they need,
Yeah.
it's good to go.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's what we try to do. For those of you who are out there, when you have friends
Mhm.
and understand, and I say this from the heart, and I've said this to Denise off camera, and I'm saying it on camera so that you all know. Friends are friends are friends. You
Mhm.
don't have to be next door. You
Mhm.
don't have to be in the same neighborhood or even in the same city to be a friend.
Mhm.
And I feel like I have been blessed
Oh,
by Denise as a friend. And Lord knows our husbands would have to step back if we were close to each other because we would have such a good time.
my
And
husband
I
said,
think,
"We're talking to you. You're talking to me." He said, "Sound like you're talking to one of your sisters." I'm like, "Yeah."
but it is so much fun, and I think what I see and the response that we see from our regulars is that they can feel
Mhm.
the care and the love that we have with each other. And so it is a blessing. It is a blessing. And certainly our hearts are in the same place. And this was even before we really became friends as such, but our hearts were in the same place. When you find someone, oh, I'm just now seeing your Mickey Mouse ears. I was wondering what those little things were. Oh, how cute. I love it.
Yes.
I love it. Oh, grown Miss Minnie.
Well, you know what? I have this that dress that I wear with the black at the top and red and white polka dot. I
Uh-huh.
had on one day and my niece said, "Oh, Mickey Mouse." I was like, "What?" All the time I had that dress, I never thought about it. Now every time I put it on, I think,
I love it. I love it.
but now let's
And
get back to what we're putting out for 2023.
mhm,
One of the things that I have been getting a lot from my viewers
mhm,
is again more homemaking things. So I thought I would work on a series like how I do the 80 cleaning.
mhm,
Now, everyone, I'm not a client person, like I'm not a physical instructor like 280 Cat. He's a bonafide ladies. But I thought I would do a series where I just showed how I operationalize what she teaches me
mhm.
and and go from there. And how my 15-minute task was so disappointing when I can get plenty on because they're very specific for her tiny Tuesdays.
Mhm.
But I want to focus on more homemaking and home cooking things like that so that my young homemakers and my seasoned homemakers can figure out maybe make things a little bit easier. And then I still have too much stuff. So what are you thinking about for next year?
Well, for next year, I've tweaked the 1 month, one plan. And I'm looking at the overall layout is that I'm trying to make sure each month that I have things that are like sheet pan meals, things that are slow cooker meals, things that are freezer meals. And so there are different categories as we go through the month. And then that way they have a selection that they can choose from for each week. And so the advantage has been, and I tried it out for November. I've got something ready to go out for December that is also going to give them the basic plan, but also is going to give them an opportunity to have a place for their weekly menu so that you can put your weekly menu down as well as a place for your grocery list. So all of that's going to be a part of the newsletter that's going to come out.
Wait, you're going to
And
put that in your newsletter?
huh?
That's going to be in the newsletter?
It'll be in the newsletter.
I am so jealous.
So that'll be in the newsletter. So that will be able to go out. Now, that's not to say that those who aren't a part of the newsletter won't get the main plan, because they will.
Mhm.
But the other portions and components, as I'm working on, are going to be in the newsletter. So those newsletter folks will get that first. So if you aren't a part of that newsletter crew, be sure to shoot that email to me, and I will certainly add you to the distribution list.
So excited.
Yeah, it's going to be, I'm trying to be fun, to make it fun. And also, now Denise knows this, and a few may know it, but I'm working on putting the final tweaks to a little cookbook, and so that's coming. And that's one of those goals for 2023. By the end of 2023, I want to say, yes, that's done,
Yeah.
and be ready for edition number 2.
That is so funny. Do you know you and our little sister Kadia at her house at home? Our little sister's doing good things.
Kadia is doing it.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
So she came out with her books, and like I told Bruce guys, I said, Kadia has another book out. And she told me, she said, look, if you tell me one more person has a book, I'm going to smack you. Trying to get me to do something like that.
Yeah.
And I said, Leona's got her newsletter out. She just gave me this book. And I'm happy for both of you guys. It is so exciting.
Yes, it is. It is. It's fun. And so I've got those things. And I mean, I'm excited at this point because I can see the end. And so that's the fun part of that. So it's just a matter of putting the final tweaks to it and adding a couple more things in. But that should
Let
be.
me stop right here and just point out that the beauty of this, when you talk about goal setting, you set a goal, but you set like one goal focused on one thing, and you took incremental steps to get there.
Mhm.
I set too many goals. So as a result, I didn't reach all of them because I was like doing a little here, doing a little there. Now I did reach my big goal, was to get APD started. But the other little goals I set, I just thought, okay, this was more important. So as Leona showed you guys, we set that goal, and then she gradually built toward it, little steps, and she was almost into the tunnel. So
Almost there.
I can't wait for your cookbook.
I can't wait. I can't wait. And, we're at the point too. And let me say too, the cookbook has been about 3 years in the making. And so, 3 years ago, yes, that was the plan. And I had certainly hoped to have all of it done that first year. But, we COVID hit. And other things, got in the way. And so, you put things on the back burner, or you may just work a little bit there. And there were other things that got in the way. So don't feel bad
Mm-hmm.
When you have a major goal, and certainly I can't remember who it was that said that they had that 5 year goal. Well, I guess I probably should have put that on the 5 year goal, but I didn't have sense enough to do that. I wanted it right then. But certainly I had to be reasonable and look at the process, because and sometimes it's a process of getting things done and trying to figure out and navigate through all the little technical things that go along with it. Um, but there are some goals that are out there that I definitely have planned for. Um, Florence is saying she wants an autographed cookbook when it comes out. Well, absolutely.
Me too.
Sue, thank you so much. She said she's enjoying the newsletter. Oh, here's a good question. Elizabeth wants to know, how did we meet? She said we're so like-minded. It feels like you've been friends for years. Well, actually, it does feel like we've been friends for years. But then we've been on YouTube together for quite a few years.
Mm-hmm.
Denise had a group that was called the Sister Circle.
Oh yeah.
And I think I was working when the Sister Circle actually started. And so sometimes I would have to come in through the replay. I wouldn't be able to catch it live when it was on. But certainly Denise had a wonderful group of ladies who were part of the Sister Circle. And many of us of that Sister Circle have branched off. So she has certainly been quite an influencer in getting us going. And but from there, she was doing the vignettes, the kitchen vignettes.
Right.
And I clicked it. I love those kitchen vignettes. And so when she'd have them, I was out there with them. And I think really from getting into the kitchen vignettes and the conversations back and forth. And
one time too, I invited you to be on the show.
Yes.
And then we actually got to talk.
Yes.
And I think that was the key. We actually got to talk. And then I thought, we really connected. And then we exchanged phone numbers.
Yep, that was it.
That was all it
took. And you all don't know, but we'll come off of a show and we have another hour that we're off the afterwards. We're chit-chatting and catching up on family and all the fun things that are going on. And it makes it makes life special. It really is special.
It really does.
And I can say, I have friends and buddies, but they don't have the same mindset that Denise and I have, and so our heart for what we're doing is right here. And being able to bring it together. And, having this, I kind of call this my last show of the year, because next week after Christmas, I'm going to be traveling on that Monday afterwards. So the next show is actually going to be the day after New Year. But it's just special to have Denise right here at this point, because certainly we're ending the year together and going into 2023.
We should start the new year together too.
Yes, that sounds good. Sounds good. Well, now, are you going to continue your homemaking with a purpose?
I plan to. I really do. But it takes a lot to host a weekly show, as you know. And sometimes I just get so overwhelmed with everything that I'm doing that I think, what if I didn't do a show this week? What if I did a show every other week? Then I go with one show and one video every week. And then go from there. Because I think we minister to people differently on our live shows than we do on video.
That's true.
And you build community with your live. So I want to try to continue that. So that's the plan. We'll see how it goes, though. Because I find that some days I'm just tired.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure. And I don't know about you, but it seems it was easier getting the guests that you needed
Mm-hmm.
for the live shows
Mm-hmm.
when everybody was at home.
Yeah.
It was so easy to bring people in. But now that everybody is out and doing and going and working and, they're all over the place, it's more difficult to get people
But
in.
here's the thing with that, though. My my viewers told me very clearly that they come to hear me. They
Nice.
like the guests occasionally, but they prefer that I'm bringing the information. So that
Mhm.
was a lot of why I cut out having guests so often. But I can
Mhm.
certainly see having a guest once a month or once every 2 months. There's still a certain amount of preparation that you have to do for the guest. Like
Mhm.
when I was going to have Sunday dawn on last week,
Uh-huh.
I had everything all prepped, and then it just didn't work out. And whereas I was going to have decor, we had a specific topic we couldn't get the tech worked out. And I
Mhm.
don't like to just be on there to just chat. And well, let's just, I don't want to waste my time that way.
Yeah.
So even when we have guests on, we prepare.
Mhm.
You're just not prepared
Absolutely.
for all sometimes.
Mhm.
So we'll see. But I'll definitely have the show every week,
Mhm.
same time, same station. But I think we'll try to go from an hour to like maybe 30 to 45 minutes.
Mhm. 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 Well, there's still a lot out there that people need to know.
Mm-hmm.
And I know without a doubt, we talk about the fact that we want to make sure that what we're bringing to all of you is valuable
Yes.
and that it's something that if you directly can't use it, that you can certainly share with someone you know.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's always someone out there who needs that information.
Yes.
And I think what both of us have probably found is that in some of the feedback that we've gotten back is that sometimes we don't even know who we're reaching. But I do believe that as we present certain bits of information and share with you our experiences and our knowledge and things that we're learning along the way, that we're learning. And as we learn, we are giving it to you and sharing it with you.
Right.
And so, I hope that the opportunity for us to be able to do that will continue.
Mm-hmm.
I look forward to spending more time and together with Denise and we're going to be doing some more things together. We love getting together and whatever. And the kitchen tour was fun. And we're going to certainly have maybe every quarter or whatever, depends on the season, but we will certainly do some things
Mm-hmm.
so that you can see the working together. And
Yeah.
that's really what it's all about, is bringing heart and mind and soul together. And we are certainly appreciative to all of you who are here. And Denise, you have any words or final words?
Um, I think what I would like to know, and I'm sure you probably would like to do the same thing. What is it that you guys want from us individually for each of our different shows, and then also as a duo? We have fun getting together and doing ideas and doing things together. But what do you want from us? We need to get that feedback. So if you guys can either leave us comments and us an email, that kind of thing. But it's important for us to know that we're meeting your needs as well. So that's why I say I'm going to work on the Fly Lady series and a couple of things like that. Not that I'm pretending to be a Fly Lady, but I'm just showing how I execute it in my house and just to make sure I'm meeting their needs. And it's been a good year. It's just been so much fun just even hearing from our viewers as to what they enjoy. Like when Sarah wrote, sent an email saying how helpful your video and my videos were to help us prepare for Thanksgiving. That really means it.
Mm-hmm.
That really meant a lot. I said, you and Miss Leona were just so instrumental, and it just made me feel good that we were doing some good out there.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, I've got three things that I would like for all of us to think about as we ap- get past Christmas, because we're going to be able to do that. That's right around the corner. But as we approach 2023, first of all, as you look back over 22, think about this. Are you pleased with the progress that you've made? And that's a question to ask yourself. Also, is your forward progress changing the atmosphere around your home in a direction that you want it to go?
Mm-hmm.
Because our effort is to bring our family to the best place
Yes.
and to make your home the best place that we can possibly make it. One more thing, think about what are the things in 2022 that you would do differently
Ah.
in 2023? Because I'm sure that there's something that we've done that maybe we need to change that, because that didn't quite work the way we thought it was going to work. So keep those three things in mind as you're looking. You got your ears on? So, to all of you, I wish each and every one of you a wonderful, wonderful Christmas. And I look forward to 2023 because we are going to do some amazing things.
Yes.
First of all, for ourselves.
Yes.
And if we're straight, everybody else is going to be straight. So we're going to make sure that we're building our families one day at a time. So have a wonderful Christmas. Denise, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And I appreciate all of you who have been here with us today. So lunchtime is just about over, ladies and gentlemen. So we are just going to enjoy and have a great day. Denise, stay right there, and we're going to let everybody enjoy. And I see we've got lots of good comments. Merry Christmas.